All right, that's running. How close are we?
Very close.
Very close.
Very close.
Where's my yellow microphone?
Where is the meat?
Where is the meat? Where is the meat? I'm going to sample that.
Yeah.
Just using where is the meat.
The views expressed on this program belong only to the individuals expressing them and do not necessarily reflect the positions of any educational institutions that may or may not employ said individuals. Additionally, the views expressed on any programs that may share a podcast feed with this program are not the responsibility of any individual on any other program. In short, any opinions expressed on any podcast anywhere are the sole responsibility of Justin K. Comer. Welcome to I Hear I See Radio. This is episode 126. And I'm here in an office in a building with two of my old friends. And I'm bringing their mics up now. Eventually I got to turn the speaker off so you don't hear my voice coming booming through the room.
I can work on that.
We have an interesting wiring set up today, and now that the music has ended, the speakers are going off. And now we can just hear each other.
Fantastic.
Hello.
I can hear you.
hear you.
Hello, Jason Palomara. Hello, Brian Penkrot.
Hello, Justin K. Comer.
Nice to see you both. We've got we're recording video as well. What's the purpose of this video, Jason?
I video everything these days since my undergraduate ensemble, this ensemble is the sort of reason y'all are here. This will eventually become a day of our YouTube series, sort of vlog thing. So I believe this will be day 9.
Okay.
Of next semester.
So do you produce some sort of video for every
day? Single day we exist.
Yeah.
There's a video of it.
So you said this will be day 9?
This will be day 9.
This is only the 9th day of this iteration of this ensemble?
This season, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so the current season that we are releasing is actually last semester, so takes us, basically like that amount of time to like edit and, produce the stuff. And it sort of allows for me to have like a sane existence, because I'm doing most of the editing. So like currently the episode that just dropped today is day 14 of last semester. So this will be day 9 of next semester.
Right. So you're about how many days behind then?
So I started
-5. 9 minus 14.
Yeah.
Is it that simple?
I wish it could be that, because sometimes we have days of the semester where we play like a show and then a concert, or we play a rehearsal and then we do a concert. Like that's the situation tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And the episodes I'm shooting for just a little over 10 minutes long for each one. The longest one so far is 22 minutes, which is funny because that episode, there was like, I start by saying nothing really happened this day. So it's mostly just me bloviating
for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, we can do that now too.
Yeah.
All right. So I bet we can blow by 22 minutes.
So this might actually be day 9, but it might actually be day 10, depending on how the stuff, or it might, we might actually, I might do this like, like we'll do like the day, we'll do like the rehearsal and then the concert, and then this will be like bonus episodes.
So like a 2-part series.
Yeah, like a 2-part series. Yeah.
Or 3.
Yeah.
Or 3 or 4.
Or maybe I'll just I'll edit just like the words of Brian into its own episode.
Yeah.
And
where's the meat?
I'm recording
just the
multi-track
Justin
over here.
Oh, so I could do that.
You can isolate. Yeah.
Yeah, so it could just be Brian reacting to things.
It's a good idea.
Brilliant.
Yeah. The Brian solo cut.
The Brian solo cut.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make interesting faces.
Yes.
As well.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
you have an interesting face, actually.
Thank you.
It's very interesting.
So do you.
I think. Yeah.
The audio that I'm recording now, I plan on getting that chopped together and released when I get home. So probably sometime next week. So the video will be significantly later.
Yes.
So for anyone who's listening to the audio now. The date today, it's October 26th, by the way. So if you're listening to this in early...
The year of our Lord 2023.
Yeah, thank you. I forgot which year it was. If you're listening to this in early November of 2023, just know that Brian is making a lot of interesting faces, and you will see those in 6 months, maybe?
Something like that,
when
6 months.
When the Disensemble video production schedule has caught up to the I Hear I See audio production schedule.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, and I'll give you all, this video too if you want it. I mean, but
I could just edit it for you.
Maybe. I don't know. Let's talk. Could you just edit everything for me?
I don't know if I could do all of that, but this is sort of a collaboration, so I'm willing to put in some unpaid labor.
I like it.
That's sort of my whole life is unpaid
labor. Yeah.
Unpaid labor for my own creative projects.
I love it.
Most of my life.
It's a good balance.
So we're here because we are beginning, Brian and I are beginning a sort of tour, The dates are not all like in a row.
Right.
But there's several shows that we have planned.
And it's all in states that begin with I.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is the I tour. And I don't know, maybe we could figure this out live on air. There is a sort of theme to a lot of what we have released so far. Like my album is called You Are a Human Being and You Deserve This.
Mm-hmm.
Your album is called The Myth Arc. I was thinking, I don't think I ever told you this, but I was thinking we could sort of smash those two titles together and it could be called You Arc, a Hugh Myth Being.
Okay.
So that was one thing I had in mind, but also the use of sort of pronouns and like first person and second person, like you are a human being, and now we're on the I tour. There's something there.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And we're sitting in a building at the IU.
Oh yeah.
PU.
I and you. Letters.
PUI. Yeah.
Letters as well as pronouns.
So if you're watching this in the future, you will know that IU and PU are no longer IUPUI, but I am sitting in what soon will be Indiana University, Indianapolis, but we can't call it that yet.
Okay.
Because that's not what we are until like August.
Do I need to bleep what you just said?
I would think that would be funny. But no, not really. It's common knowledge, but I mean most people don't have any idea what the heck is going on with that, and they're just like, so your university's going away or something, and it's like, well, yeah, kind of, yes, no, not really. Yeah, no, we're still here.
I mean, well, it's kind of a weird circumstance in the first place. You're in a weird sort of combined campus of two universities.
Yeah, so about 50-ish years ago, the mayor of Indianapolis made this happen, and there was already a Purdue campus and an Indiana University campus, in this area, and the mayor sort of said, we need to have a real university on, in this area. And so they said, rather than starting a new one, let's just take these two and smash them together. And Purdue and IU thought, okay, let's do it, and they did that for 50 years. And now they've
decided they don't want to anymore.
Yeah. They've decided, we're going to divorce. So, you get the pool and I get the car, and so
you get the engineers and I get the art.
Exactly. Yeah. So Purdue gets the engineers, IU gets the music and arts technology, which is where I live.
Yeah.
So,
is that a fair split, do you think? I would imagine one of those tends to get more funding.
It's not that's not the totality of it, actually.
Yeah,
but
right.
I mean, Purdue is the School of Engineering is what's going to Purdue. Or going back to Purdue. I don't know. They were always part of Purdue. It's really complicated, but basically there will be no partnership with IU going forward.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So,
does anyone have what are the visitation rights?
So that is actually a complicated thing. I mean, because some students, have degree plans that involve both universities.
Yeah.
So basically both universities, when they came up with this plan, they said anybody who's in that situation will just be able to finish their degree we'll work it out somehow.
Yeah.
We'll just sort of pass them back and forth.
Every
like
other
visitation
weekend.
rights
Yeah.
every other weekend, 2 Christmases, the whole thing. Yeah.
It's easier than coming up with a whole new path while you're already midstream.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to, because if you end up doing that, students are just going to transfer somewhere else.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So, and it's created a lot of consternation on the part of our students, but, ultimately, I've said, this is sort of our problem, not yours.
Yeah.
I think, long term, it will create a lot of changes, but, like as of right now, the students who are like in the building, they're not really going to, see much change from this right off the bat.
Yeah.
It's not going to change their degree. It's not going to change their diploma. Everything's going to be the same basically, except not. Yes.
All right. So beyond the sort of intricacies of university administrations and splitting up the universities, which is not an uninteresting topic, but maybe not what everyone is super
Shots
interested
fired.
in right now. I wanted to talk to you guys about like the history of our collaborative projects. So to start with, you guys met before I knew you,
Yeah.
Yes.
right?
That's
So
true.
do you guys remember meeting each other?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Brian and I met at University of Iowa,
Mm-hmm. In the old Capitol Mall.
the old Capitol Mall.
Mhm.
I don't remember exactly the moment we met. Do you remember that? I had a lot going on that day.
Did we meet in David Gomper's office?
I feel like we met in his office.
We probably met in his office.
Our all three of our composition
Yeah.
teacher. I can't say that sentence.
All three of our composition teacher.
He was our
Yes,
Gomper.
he was our Gomper.
What's the right way to say that?
I don't know how to say that.
David Gomper was.
Excuse me. That's not one of the things this podcast's about.
No, I wasn't criticizing you for talking about it. I was asking you
That's not
further
what the
questions
audience wants
about
to
it.
hear, Justin. Yeah. So that
I just thought we shouldn't talk for a full hour about it. Is all.
okay.
I remember having lunch with you and Lori outside of the Sbarro underneath
Oh,
David
yeah, there used to be a
Gomper's
Sbarro.
office.
Yeah, the Sbarro. This is good times.
That is now.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's been a series of Korean restaurants
Yeah.
in the years
Okay.
since then.
Yeah, so so we must have met that day, possibly at the Sbarro, possibly in David's office.
We probably met in David's office and then went and had lunch.
That could be it. Yes.
So both are true.
Yeah, both are true.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yes, but it was immediately. I mean, we had the chemistry. It was it was love at first sight. I think.
Yeah.
So
And that was right after we had found out that Kristen was pregnant and we were going to have our first child,
yeah,
Madeline.
that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a time to be alive. Yeah.
Yeah. So because your first child was about a year before your first
Yes.
child, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, Madeline's.
And then my second was a year after.
Right.
Yeah, so we had a bunch.
And your
of
second
babies.
was not long after that.
Yeah, my second was
About a
not long
year.
after yours.
Yeah.
Your second.
Yeah.
So we
We
were like
cogs.
learning. Yeah, like cogs.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That'll
so-
be great for the video. What you just did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there it is. Yeah, do that for the viewers at home. Yeah, so that was a good time, and you were like in your almost like dissertation phase in the PhD program, right?
I was getting done with classes. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I was still, we still took some classes together for fun. I think conducting with Jones.
Oh yeah,
that was fun.
That was really crazy.
We played violin together.
Yeah, we learned like a bunch of we tried really hard to play Mozart together.
Right.
And we were both just like, I don't know how to do this.
Yeah.
One day I didn't have a string on my violin. And it was like,
I think that was Copeland, right? We
were trying to play Copeland without my E string. I was like, this is just not happening.
Right. Sight reading Appalachian Spring at tempo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was miserable. I'd love to have a video of that. But I'm pretty sure Maybe you can, I'll ask you, definitively, because, like I didn't have an offer of money, like an assistantship from the University of Iowa. And the way I saw that day went is that no one had actually looked at my materials, because like everybody I talked to was just kind of shocked and was like, who the hell are you again? So I think, a certain composition professor who shall remain nameless probably was assigned the task of looking at my stuff and just kind of said no because my name started with a P. And then like basically because I
Is
met
that sort of like an ethnic discrimination?
I guess,
thing?
yeah, it's like people with the name starts with P. I don't know. We've already got a Penkrot. We can't have a Palomara.
Sure.
It's too close.
Yeah.
But because I mean that whole day I just, I met Jennifer Iverson and she was like, who are you? What? Like no one, I mean, I was like, yeah, I've been, teaching music theory at University of Louisville. And she was like, what are you talking about? I don't know your name.
No one
all.
knew you were coming.
Yeah. No one knew I was coming. But everybody was like, Lori.
They were excited for the other Palomar.
That's Mrs. Dr. P for anyone watching the Disensemble, thing. So
I surprisingly had a very similar situation. No offer of money.
Yeah.
And when I moved, I actually hadn't met Gomper or any other nameless professor prior. So when I showed up, it was maybe a month before classes started, and I went to David Gomper's house and was there with
the Compound.
I haven't heard that in a while.
The Compound. The Compound.
But yeah, I showed up at his house and he's like, "Oh, good, you're here. Sit down." Said, "Who are you?" And then Tony D'Onofrio was there as well, and they had a disagreement about Xenakis.
Yeah.
During my meeting.
Yeah, that's the exact same meeting. It was like he was talking to you, and he was talking to you, but I was allowed to be there. Right. But I feel like I talked to him a little bit, and he was like, "Oh wow, I had no idea, you existed." And then but he kind of got the vibe that I was a good hang, I guess. And then I feel like I left the room. And he must have turned to you and said, "Is this guy cool?" And you said, "Yes." Like you vouched for me like it was the mob. And then that
seems eerily familiar.
Yeah. And then later that day, he was like, "I'll give you an assistantship. I'm going to make some room." And I just always was like, okay, I think that Brian guy is cool.
Yeah. Let that be a lesson to any undergraduate students who are considering graduate school. Be a good hang.
Be a good hang.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It helps if you try to meet the people who run the program before you get there also.
Yeah.
Do you guys have students who want to continue their studies like that?
Here and there.
Yeah.
It's increasingly rare.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I think the students I know are kind of disillusioned with, academia in general.
Great.
Yeah.
Perfect. Because I don't want to outright what's the word for it? Discourage people from doing that if that's what they want to do. But I also am pretty disillusioned with that stuff.
Well, and I should let Dr. Penkrot answer this question as well. But I mean, I think we've been through in this country, we've spent a long time trying to convince everybody that everybody needs to go to college, which is a fallacy. I mean, not everybody needs to go to college. Mm-hmm. Anybody who's involved in this system should already know that. I mean, not everybody needs to go to college. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money for so many people.
Yeah.
And for some people, it's a great opportunity and it's a great experience. For me, it was a great opportunity and a great experience, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. But that's not the same as, me saying every single person in America needs to do this.
Yeah. And you also didn't have a super traditional path.
Right. Yeah. And I think there are a lot of things, as my own children are growing up, I'm what everybody says about, college is, about the like path to college. That's not the way that I'm raising my own children, And so I'm also pretty blatant about it with my own students and just saying like this, like maybe you don't need to be here. I don't know. Part of it, I'm the director of auditions here too at the moment. And, what I always tell the students is like, sometimes we say no to applicants and, and they think that it's like, I'm saying you suck or something, and it's like, like you're bad at, playing the trombone or whatever. But really I'm saving you from wasting 4 years. Mm-hmm. Or wasting 3 years and then dropping out, or right, or I'm saving you like a big chunk of money. If I tell you I don't think this is a good move for you, that's really kind of a kindness. That's like this does not seem like the thing for you. That doesn't mean you suck, but I mean like, you can have a music career without, all of this. But, people do, but just go do that if you want to do that, So
yeah, it's hard either way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about you?
I have a number of students who are interested in continuing on. Most of the ones who are the most gung-ho are already in grad school, and they want to finish their degree. If students come looking for advice, should they continue on, that's a conversation to have with any of those individuals. And a lot of times it comes down to, do you need time to work on stuff and can you afford it? Is this really what you're interested in? Or does it just seem like, I don't know where to go once I have a degree, and I know that there is the option to continue while I keep figuring it out.
Yeah. That's basically how I ended up in grad school.
Yeah.
Didn't know what else to do.
Yeah.
I was going to mention when you were saying you didn't have money, like you didn't have a position. I also came into the program with nothing. And then like, I think it was less than a month before school started, they had someone drop out, and that's how I got my theory TA.
That's like exactly what led to me having a musicology TA.
Right,
they were like, we kind of encouraged him to move on. And I was like, whoa.
So it really was like the model.
Deal went down at the compound.
Yeah. We made him an offer.
We made him an offer with the cement shoes. Yeah. Well, the process, there's like, the idea of not everybody needs to go to college. I think that's just sort of obvious. And a lot of students are figuring that out. A lot of like kids are figuring that out. And they're questioning this, they're questioning what is the value of this thing, and the value really should have always been like, I want to learn this stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Like that should
be
that's
the most
the value,
basic
because
thing,
that's something that like academia can actually give you. Like you can actually learn
thing.
things. Yeah. Like
that's the only guarantee, really.
Can it give you like a solid, pathway to a job? No, not really.
Almost never.
Almost never.
Yeah.
Some cases, maybe like, but I think for musicians, can it give you, like a network of people? Yeah. I think a lot of like,
this is what I got out of grad school.
This is our network.
Yep.
Yeah. We wouldn't know each other without this. We were coming from radically different contexts. So, we probably, if anything, we would have just run into each other at a conference at some point and not,
probably not me.
Yeah. I would not know you at all, and, and that's true, for all of the schools that I went to. There's like a network of people, and I will also say that so that it's, I think it's a better move to go to college than for music than to finish and like, try and have a career. It's a better move than like, just like, getting halfway through and saying, what I'm going to do? I'm going to go off and I could just do this music BS at home, and it's like those students who like get halfway through and then drop out, I never see them again.
Yeah.
They don't become part of the network. If I see them, they're delivering a pizza.
Sure.
So that, like basically basically like if you get into college and you can't make it all the way through, that's probably because you're not really committed to music in the first place.
Sure.
You know,
yeah.
like,
which is fine.
you know, but there are some students who like, you know, they sort of like flirt with college, and I just go, you know, they don't really need to be here. You know, like you can just go off and have a career. You know, that's fine, you know, but the real thing we should be focusing on is actual like education, which is shocking.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's becoming you know, it's all about making this profitable, or at least make financial sense, which is going to get harder and harder. And so stuff gets cut more and more.
And I mean,
less
like,
people are educated.
and it really has become like a pyramid scheme, you know,
Yeah.
like, I mean,
Oh, for sure.
when I was, adjuncting, I got a position before I was here. I got an adjunct position at some college that shall remain nameless, you know, and the department chair was just like walking me across campus, and it was like, oh, and this is our new dorm. We just, you know, this one's going to hold 3,000 new students, and here's the other dorm. We're about to break ground on this one. That'll hold 2,000 new students. And I was like, man, you know, like, this is just kind of a pyramid scheme, you know, I mean, like, where we're just always, you know, and then next time we're going to open up a new dorm with 8,000 students, and then we're going to, after that, it'll be 16,000, you know, and it's like, where are all these people going to work? You know?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, probably at the dorm.
Yeah. Do we have lecture halls to fit all of these students
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
the required general
And have we really
classes?
looked at
Yeah.
the demographics and decided, you know, like, we're really going to actually have 16,000 new students next year or in the next 4 years? You know, I mean, yeah, it's silly. But those like plans are generally made by administrators far above like the professor level, you know. I mean, I think a lot of times the students are like, they have a twisted sense of like who's in charge around here, you know, because they you know, they talk to the professors and they think like,
Yeah.
you seem so important, you must, you know, because you're the one that grades my theory homework, so you must be in charge around here.
Yeah.
And it's like, not really.
You're the
you
most
know?
powerless person.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm you know, like in the room, sure, but you know, like beyond that, not really.
Yeah. You got to beg for stuff.
Yeah, I got to beg for stuff. Yeah.
Why does my laptop keep shutting off? Sorry, this is not fun to listen to. Me talk about that. I was thinking we could maybe listen to some music.
Yeah, let's do it.
Let's listen to music.
But we actually did already hear some JCJP related music
That's right.
to open the episode.
JCJP, what's that?
JCJP.
That was the precursor to BCJsPs, which is like the current
Yeah, that's the
iteration
current
of
iteration.
that project.
Yeah.
And then when we add a fourth member, it'll like just keep.
We got to
adding.
throw more, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you don't understand, we just took our initials and sort of jumbled them,
Really complicated
scrambled them.
stuff.
Well, you guys did.
Originally,
When it was all
yeah.
three
Well,
of us.
yeah, I mean, well, the JCJP actually like it was just sort of like it happened that we called it that, because like whenever we would email each other, I would always, you know, sign JP and he would always just sign JC.
Yeah.
And then like when we started like doing things together, it was like I just made like a folder that was like JC/JP, you know, and then it was like we got a gig and we were like, oh, we're JCJP.
Yeah.
And then we made a sticker. Now it's, you know,
It's official.
And I was
And then-
kind of styling it like AC/DC with the lightning
Yeah,
bolt,
absolutely, with the
you know.
lightning bolt. And then Brian came along, or we came up to Chicago, and you know, and then you know added a BP into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then arrange the initials into alphabetical order.
Is that really what it is?
That was your process.
BCJsPs.
Yeah.
Brian Comer, Jason Justin, Palomar Penkrot.
Wow, that's deep. Have you, you know, y'all have done so much more with the BCJsPs, you know, thing than I have. And I know like you've been like interviewed by NPR and all of that. You know,
IPR.
IPR.
Yeah.
I tell people it's NPR. Something PR anyway.
I tell people it's CNN.
The CNN, yeah. So convolutional neural network. But the I remember I listened to that interview, and the interviewer actually struggled with the name.
Yeah, she stumbled over it. Charity Nebby, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's the proper pronunciation is BCJsPs.
BCJsPs.
Yeah.
So I'm saying it wrong too.
Oh, did you? What did you say?
I said BCs.
Yes.
No, it's just one C.
Okay, there's only one C.
I wasn't going to correct you.
Oh,
But,
man.
Yeah.
BCJsPs.
And we a little behind the scenes, she did multiple takes of that. You remember that?
I do. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Even I've been saying it wrong all this time.
So what I was saying was that the theme music for I Hear I See Radio is a Jason Paul Amara original, which is called "Let's All Go to a Boring Meeting," which I cut the there was somebody speaking at the beginning of that.
Yeah, it's a robot voice saying something about if you look at the folder in front of you, which is something, I don't know what it says at the beginning.
So if you take a look at the folder in front of you, you will see many facts that are enlightening about our current situation.
But I figured we could play. I'm going to play the opening track from the first JCJP album, which is called JCJP.
Self-titled.
Yeah, and the track is called "Say It With Me."
Are you play anything today? I don't generally play with this ensemble. Yes. Okay, so I just conduct. I play when we play something really challenging. I'll like something really reedy. If they're struggling to, like when we do like perforation. Yeah. Here, do that. I want a recording of you doing that actually.
I forgot how noisy that got at the end.
That gets really noisy at the end. Man, that mix is so 2017.
You were saying while we were listening that you didn't like the mix.
The mix.
What don't you like about it?
Whoever mixed that sucked.
That's again the opening track to the first JCJP release.
Self-titled.
Self-titled.
JCJP with artwork by one Susanna Palomara.
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, the upside down heart.
Yeah, she drew that.
She drew that. She also drew the face.
Oh, right, which is the...
I think one of those actually was by Jovi, and I accidentally said it was Zuzu.
Oh, misattributed.
I misattributed it. So a historical error.
Good to know to correct the record now years later. Yeah.
How many years?
We put that out in December 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
It's like forever ago.
Yeah.
Dang.
It's a while.
Yeah, so I knew nothing about, I knew nothing about how to mix a record when I made that.
Yeah. Neither did I, of course.
And actually, that was the fourth album I had produced, but I still knew nothing.
It's self-production, very indie.
Yeah,
stuff.
I did and really that was I don't know. Was that before my solo album thing? Because you helped me with that too, didn't you?
Oh, a little bit. Yeah, I think that came after.
Yeah, I think so.
You did Music for Dance. You did on your own. I don't think I had any involvement in that.
Oh,
and
really?
then I don't think so. Maybe I did.
Yeah.
And then Born with Two Brains was after, right?
That was my real album. I was like, oh man, I'm really going to do an album now.
Yeah, I think I contributed a little bit to that.
You were the producer of Born with Two Brains.
A producer, maybe.
A producer. Yeah.
I certainly didn't do most of the work.
Yeah. Well, you were you listened to it, EQ'd it a little bit. And,
Yeah.
Just kind of generally helped with that.
I bet we would think that sounds really good now.
Yeah. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
But like, when I first started doing this stuff, I mean, I was just like, wow. I mean, I had like a cruddy computer and bad headphones, I mean, it was like, so much more stuff. Now, this was like after grad school, so it was like I couldn't even just go in and use the like $3,000 speakers anymore,
Yep.
So, I mean, I'm not. Could you sit back a little bit? I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, am I blocking someone?
You're blocking the camera.
Oh, I forgot that one was there.
Yeah. The people need to see me.
Yeah,
Justin.
I forgot. We got 2 angles.
I'll lean in.
Yeah, that's good.
All right.
That's good.
So I've always been kind of fascinated with how you guys got to the album that you released, self-titled in December 2016. And you guys shared material and then came up with your own stuff based on the material. So as
Very
far
similar
as,
to how we did the trio project. Yeah.
but I think when we did it as a trio, we just had a ton of stuff. Like we had days and days of recording.
Yeah, it was a little smaller.
The original thing was like basically like we improvised for like an hour, maybe 2 hours.
I think 2 hours. Yeah.
Yeah, we recorded ourselves for like 2 hours, and then because I was living in Ames. But I like came specifically out to do this. I was just like, let's just get together and just like record a bunch of stuff. So we sat in your like second bedroom and recorded that.
Yep. It was just, it was just like 2 microphones.
Yeah.
I just recorded the room with 2 mics, and that was the whole
and then
recording.
you just shared the files, and then we sort of had a loose like, I'll do a track, you do a track kind of vibe, and then after, it was like, at some point I was like, oh, here's a track that I did. And then Justin would send like, here's a track I did. And then also like after that, after the first couple tracks happened, I started sampling what Justin had sent me from his tracks. So it became kind of meta.
Yeah. So
and vice versa. I think like you started like, like borrowing things that I was like, cause the robot voices were not in the original thing. But I'm so into robot voices. Like I can't stop. So
that ended up influencing the BCJsPs albums too. We've got a lot of like robot spoken words. I mean,
I never noticed that.
Oh yeah,
Wow.
yeah. That really
awesome.
started with you. Yeah. Like my BCJsPs album, You Are a Human Being. Almost every track begins and ends with voicemails that I received. Some of which are robot voices. Some are human.
I'm so glad. I feel like I did something.
Yeah, you did.
I'm proud of myself.
The spoken word stuff really does come from.
Yeah, because I love that about that album. I mean, that's like that's like my favorite thing. It's just like like the voicemails, and the voicemails you chose on that thing are like insane too.
Hawk alert, possible person with a gun near the pharmacy building on South Grand Avenue. Stay clear of the area. Person with a gun. Person with a gun. Person with a gun. Person with a gun. Person with a gun.
It was a particularly wild few months of my life.
Yeah. For everybody's life, really.
Yeah. Yeah, it was like the latter half of 2019. So right before
nothing really going on in 2019, right?
Yeah, right before everything really hit a wall.
By the way, if you say it, I will beep you.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, this is a family video.
I did say it once.
Prospective students could watch this.
Sure, yeah. You
don't want importantly, their parents.
Yeah, you don't want to attract the wrong crowd.
Yeah, those bad kids.
Yeah.
With the Misfits shirts.
The bleeping crowd. Yeah, I attempted to include some spoken word on the Myth arc after including some robot voices, and I found in playback and a number of days of trying to record spoken word in a way that felt
as in your own voice,
as
right?
my own voice that felt like something I was happy with and like proud of and comfortable with and everything. It just became so much easier to envision it as something that was not me being read by something with very little emotional attachment to what they were saying.
Yeah.
I think my research into the effects of new media on the existence of audience as proxy for self is important. I think yours is too. In other words, we are all important as a unit. The thing is, I do want your prayers. I do want a little donkey and some myrrh mixed into my martini. You are my favorite little prayer. Have I told you? An introvert's
Yeah, I was not at all like comfortable with using my own voice as a means of expression until I started doing this stuff. Just recording conversations.
Yeah. I actually, I do a fair bit of singing when I improvise, so I mean, I had no problem. I mean, it's kind of hard to shut me up sometimes, but I just kind of dove into all that with both feet. Yeah. There's a lot of spoken word stuff on yours as well.
Thank you for welcoming me here. Thank you for welcoming me. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
There's a whole poem.
There's a whole poem.
Yeah.
An entire poem.
An entire poem. Yeah.
Maybe we shouldn't do this on air, but what are we going to play tonight? What do you think?
We should totally do this on there.
Okay.
Well, we should play Zebra.
Yeah, I think zebras are. That's the one we have to practice the most, so it pays off if we actually perform it.
Yeah. And that way we never become like out of practice.
Right. Yeah.
With it.
The best practice is a performance.
Yes.
Well, that's 3 minutes.
All right. We also, we don't want to play too long. Each of your ensembles are playing 3.
This ensemble's playing 2 pieces.
2 pieces.
So they've been bad. So I cut 2 pieces out of their set.
Mm-hmm. How long do you think that'll be then?
I think we'll basically play for about 15-ish to 20 minutes, which is extremely short for this ensemble.
Yeah.
But they deserve it.
We can open with You Are a Human.
Okay. Do the sort of me talking to the people thing.
Yeah.
If we're in the culinary incubator, that is the amp at Tech 16, I think having cocktail sounds.
Yeah.
Party sounds would
Although
meld into the show.
gotta make sure this laptop works.
Okay.
We can do that after we record the rest of what we're doing now. Okay, so we can start with You Are a Human Being.
And then some stuff happens.
Yeah.
Zebra.
You want to do, you said Pwag and Compline back to back?
I
You still want
like
try
to
that?
keep those together.
Yeah.
Sure.
So far, it's the same set we did at Mission Creek.
We came out of You Are a Human Being with Zebra.
Zebra, right.
Okay. Let's put other stuff in between then.
Okay.
You want to end with manners?
Sure. I think that'll work. Yeah.
It's a lot of thanking.
Yeah.
Thanking you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for welcoming me.
Yeah.
Thank you. So, since we're talking about the set tonight, where do you want because that the piece I think you're talking about ends pretty conclusively, and I mean it feels like the end of the show.
The end of Manners.
Right? Yeah.
We could listen to it.
Actually, Manners ends with kind of like this vocal jam.
Oh, yeah, the whales.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
where basically I'm wondering where do we want to put this ensemble's performance with BCJsPs?
Right. Would that be after our set, or do we put it in the middle of us doing stuff, and then we end.
Yeah, basically
Just us.
if we throw them in at the end, I mean, like, it would have basically, like, I always like to end big,
Mm-hmm.
and being that this is going to be the most number of people that play tonight, like that will have a, like, natural, like, this will feel like the ending,
Mm-hmm.
so if that comes after, like, a conclusive feeling
Gotcha.
ending,
Yeah.
it'll kind of be
I
sucky.
think the end of Manners into the full group thing would work fine.
Would do you have any interest in including him on Press 9? I mean, that seems like that would invite more and more layers, right?
That's true.
Starting with 4 notes and add a note.
Many of
to
them
go
aren't
through.
actually playing notes.
Yeah,
More of
that's
them
the
aren't
thing.
actually
Yeah.
playing notes. They're playing, like, laptop wishy-washy strange things. So,
Okay.
is there anything with a beat that y'all are
Yeah.
doing?
Speak Your Nothing has a beat.
It does?
Yeah.
Let me just check.
Let's try it.
This is a good mix.
This is the good one. I remember playing a lot of percussion when we recorded this because there was so much percussion stuff all over the room.
Yeah, it had been a while since I'd actually listened to the track as on the album. So it does have a beat, but it kind of goes away.
Yeah, and I think it has a couple of beats
Well,
laid over.
yeah, this ensemble is hella loud.
Yeah, that might be too chill of a track.
and they don't listen well.
Okay. So the way we've
currently.
been playing it, that middle section is just wah,
Yeah, it's a little more riff-based.
Yeah.
And then we just kind of go. And every now and then we shut it off and shout 1, 2, 3, 4, and then turn it back on.
Okay. Well, we could play that with you. What if that was like in the middle of the set and we did that together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we could probably put that together.
Okay. Yeah.
We have like 2 hours with them in the afternoon.
Yeah. So they'll set up until 2:00.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have until like 3:30. So it's
Gotcha.
like
Okay.
an hour and a half.
Yep.
It's just not a ton of time, but we've got enough. That's usually enough time to do 2 things.
Cool.
You can solidly hit two objects. So if we do that, maybe we can start with that today.
Sure.
And then is there a space in your set where we could, like, basically I'm thinking like maybe we could come up with like 10 sound vibes, and like just say like, okay, maybe they could be like prompts, like do this,
Mm-hmm.
and then do this, and then do this. And we'll write them all down on a piece of paper. And then I can conduct them and y'all can be doing it as well, and like do crazy solo stuff as well. Does that sound
Sure.
good?
Like a game, have symbols for each.
Yeah. So I usually, I tend to like, give them signals and, I'll just be like 1, but usually they're looking at a graphic score.
Yeah.
So, like in panels, basically, like I've put numbers on all the panels, and we have like a logical order, and then basically I just say this is 1, and then 2, and they just sort of like loop whatever that is,
right,
until I say 3.
Yeah. Panels is a piece that I composed.
It's a great piece.
Actually, I wrote it mostly while we were together recording the material that became this album.
That's meta.
I forgot about that.
And when are you going to write for Disensemble, Brian? Tomorrow? Today? Okay.
Yeah, we got a couple hours till the rehearsal. So
so we tend to, we can't play Mozart, so we'll play the hell out of it.
That's all right. I can't play Mozart either.
Yeah, so
I can sing it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna have that as a loop.
Yeah, we recorded that, so we can isolate that and use it however. Yeah.
There it is.
So what we just listened to was Manners, but no, we listened to Speak Your Nothing. Yeah, sorry, I mixed them up. We talked about Manners before that.
Yes.
We listened to Speak Your Nothing by BCJsPs from Myth Arc, which is Brian's BCJsPs album.
Yes.
So we didn't really talk about the process there, which was basically just an expanded version of how Jason and I recorded the material that became the first JCJP album.
Right.
Right. So the three of us had a whole bunch of gear in a big room, and we recorded like
unending numbers of tracks.
Yeah, I think in that radio interview we were talking about before, I said at least 6 hours of material.
It was a lot.
It was definitely more than
a lot.
6.
Sounds
yeah.
like...
I was actually, when I was looking at You Are a Human Being, as soon as you had it done, I was shocked to remember that was only in 2 days. I thought it must have been 3.
Yeah.
Well, that was 2 nonstop.
Yeah, I think we may have played a little bit the night before, but I don't think we recorded that.
Yeah, just getting warmed up.
I think so. Yeah, but it was one very long day and one not as long day, I think. Or maybe I'm thinking of the first night.
Yeah, we did record something.
And then the second day was
I'm
much
sure
longer.
we recorded. Yeah.
So that really was 2 days.
I would not do that. I would not play and not
without
record
recording.
it.
Yeah, that's a waste of time.
Yeah. That would be totally useless playing without two cameras going. I mean, what? You must.
Well, next time we'll have lights too.
Yeah, lights. Yeah, these insane lights.
We're going to have some kind of visual element of our performance tonight.
Yes.
It'll be something similar to this, actually, right?
Well, as far as how the lights change, sure. I have
It has colors.
It has colors. I have 2 projectors like you have set up in your living room.
Yes.
Hooked up to a max patch that cycles through either slowly or does amplitude tracking.
Sweet.
At various levels to flip out a lot or less as much.
I like it. Flipping out.
Yeah.
You have a flip out button?
Kind of. I mean, it's all reading off the laptop microphone, and anything above 1 will trigger 1 of 8 possible colors.
Nice.
And they're either synced or separate.
Fantastic.
You said it's dependent on how loud the input is? Is that what you said?
That is one setting on the patch, yeah.
Okay. And then it cycles the colors faster.
Anytime it reads an amplitude over 1, which is not hard to do.
Which would be all the time.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It'll essentially strobe. It'll randomly pick one of these colors to switch to. It gets the projectors very hot.
Right. We have not performed with this going yet, so it'll be
not together.
It'll be new. You played with it, right?
I've been testing it out, and I hooked up my doom metal setup in the basement yesterday while everyone was gone, and I really got it going. So it's I practice with the lights changing in my eyes.
Yeah, good.
It's useful.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do we want to mention the other shows that we're playing?
Yeah.
So BCJsPs is a trio project. Jason was part of its impetus. He's his work is
The elephant in
intertwined.
the room is that I haven't finished mine yet.
His work is
Let's
heavily
not talk about it.
heavily a part of everything that Brian and I have produced. But as a live performance project so far, it's been me and Brian.
Yeah.
With a static image of you
A
behind us.
static image of me at
lunch.
Katz's Deli. That's at Katz's Deli, actually.
Yeah.
It looks delicious.
I was eating a corned beef on rye, I think.
Yeah.
It was really good.
Yeah, it looks like a good sandwich.
Been to Katz's Deli?
I have not.
It's really you?
No. Is that...
Manhattan.
Yeah, I was going to say it's New York, right? It's a
Serious.
famous deli.
It's like the deli.
Yeah.
You know. Yeah. It's where like Jerry Seinfeld would go.
Okay. Oh, I went there once with high school in the 90s, but I'll bleep that. But I didn't watch Seinfeld at the time. It didn't mean much to me.
It's not like it's actually not the like Seinfeld deli.
No,
that
that's
they
like a
go
diner.
To. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
like a diner, but like Jerry Seinfeld, the person, would go to.
Yeah, it's a
Katz's
real
Deli.
guy.
Like they've got like just nothing but like pictures of famous people on the walls.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good stuff.
So we've booked a few BCJsPs shows, but
Yeah.
Jason he hasn't been able to participate in this tour that we're doing. He's got a lot of responsibilities.
I'm busy.
Yeah. Do you remember the dates and places?
I do.
Yeah.
So the next
My
show,
phone is busy playing music, so
the next show after this one will be November 9th at the Institute for the Studies of Ancient Cultures
in Chicago, Illinois.
in Chicago, Illinois, and we're splitting that show with Tom Snidacker, saxophonist extraordinaire. We are not playing any doom metal at that show because the artifacts in that museum are thousands and thousands of years old, and they are
The vibrations would
they're
ruin
very
them.
protective of those. So.
Yeah. Oh, is that going to be a problem for even
No.
what we're playing? Okay.
No.
We get kind of loud.
We get kind of loud.
Yeah.
The complexity of distance is an immersive
Another
experience.
step up. Yeah.
It's, and the complexity of distance is on the show the night after. November 10th. We're playing at the Fargo venue,
Right.
which is a skate park in DeKalb, Illinois.
You know, I meant to tell you this. The other night I was at a show in Iowa City at the James Theater, and I was just talking to my friend at their little bar that they've got in there, and I didn't get her name, but this woman came out and was wearing a Fargo shirt, like Fargo venue, like not Fargo the movie or anything.
Right.
She was wearing a Fargo venue shirt, and I was like, "Hey, I'm going to be there in like 2 weeks."
Nice.
And she said her sister runs the place. So
awesome.
Have you talked to the management there?
I have not.
Okay.
I've been mostly in touch with a guy named Zach.
Okay. Yeah, she didn't know Zach. She didn't say anything about Zach anyway.
Okay.
But we're playing there on November 10th.
On November 10th.
Fargo venue in DeKalb.
Yep.
Is it DeKalb or DeKalb?
Kalb.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
DeKalb.
DeKalb.
Okay, good.
Yep.
It's Dequa.
And then the next night, November 11th, we're playing the Color Club in Chicago, which will also feature the complexity of distance. After that building is awesome. It was built as part of the International Order of Vikings around the early 1900s, late 1890s. And then that fell out of use for that, and it became the
Weren't enough Vikings around.
Vikings kind of stopped being a thing. At some point.
But there's a couple who bought the space and renovated it as an arts exhibition space.
Mm-hmm.
So there's the large hall that we're playing in, which has a crazy cartoony Hieronymus Bosch-ish type of mural out front. It's
okay.
like these
I haven't seen
cannibal
that.
vegetables and
Awesome.
stuff. Yeah, it's great. And then there's a gallery down the hall, and then they have a bar downstairs where they do like stand-up nights and things. Are really
I saw comedian John Daly was there recently. I don't know if you know him.
Yeah, they get some. They
Yeah.
get some good comedians coming through.
Yeah.
And excellent musicians, clearly.
Huge
World class.
national headliners. Yeah, like
from
BCJsPs.
states with I name
Adjacent
with the
I
letter
states. Yeah.
And
wow,
then,
those are the states that we're in. I
Yeah.
mean, am I stupid? Did I just realize this?
Yeah, we're the
Like
I states.
Indiana, Iowa, Illinois.
Yeah. That's the
Tri-state
tri-state area.
area. It's like a 3.
Yeah.
The tri-state area, straight line.
Tri-state area.
Nice.
The tri-state area.
We have 2 other shows, too.
We do, yeah. The 17th. That's my hometown
17th.
show.
That's in
Yeah.
Iowa City.
Yep.
At the Close House.
Yes, Public Space
Y'all
One's.
are busting.
I know, this is the
Sorry.
most shows I've done in a small period of time.
Wow.
Ever?
Me too.
Maybe.
This is
Yeah,
like
I'm not much
this
of a
is like-
road hound.
I mean, this is like, like number one reason why I'm not being involved.
It's too much. Yeah.
It's just, I can't, I can't do this.
Yeah, I had to take a couple days off work, which is rare for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm impressed. It's going well. Good job.
Thanks. Well, it starts tonight.
Yeah, we haven't started playing the actual shows yet.
We'll see how this goes.
Yeah, the 17th.
I just cancel the tour.
November 17th, Public Space One Close House. Public Space One, since you guys left Iowa City, has grown immensely. They now own a mansion.
It's random.
It's at 538 South Gilbert. It's like a historic building that they run stuff out of there now.
It used to be the Hudson Gallery.
I don't know. I don't really know the history of the
It's
building.
like a furniture store, and
I
then
know-
I
I've
thought
heard that,
they,
yeah.
I thought they showed like paintings from Hudson Valley,
Maybe.
American
Yeah.
painters.
We're playing there November 17th with my friend M. Denny. Oh, you've played with M also.
I know him.
Yeah, you know him. And then we got one more on the 18th.
Yeah, we're closing it out November 18th at the Galesburg Community Arts Center.
Yes.
It is an old antique mall that has been completely redone as an art space, and it's an incredible space.
We're playing a bunch
should
of
be fun.
really weird buildings.
Yeah,
It's
different,
awesome.
Yeah.
weird buildings, museums.
I'm so excited that a cardboard cutout of me is going to all these places.
Yeah. I drove through Galesburg on the way here, but I didn't stop and look for the
Could I
community arts
get
center.
you guys like a different cardboard cutout? Like, would that be?
Sure. If
All
you,
right.
Yeah. You don't like the sandwich one?
I just think maybe the idea should progress to a different cardboard cutout.
Yeah. We could have a different one every night.
Yeah. Yeah, like, or maybe like, the same one, but like put different clothes on it. Like it's dressed up. If you have like a real serious gig.
Yeah.
I might have to take a break.
Yeah. Oh no! I
Yeah.
mean, we're
I think are we?
yeah. When we
I'll
started
be there.
doing the tour dates, that was like a signal that we're about to end.
All right.
So yeah,
You
I'll
can't
probably
leave, Brian.
I'm probably gonna insert some music at the end as like a closing thing, but we don't have to do that live here while we're here.
So if you listen to that track, that like the do, just go ahead and move it. The track like that part was supposed to be the saxophone part, and then that biddy
Was violin.
was like supposed to be a violin. But like you know, the more I started writing that, the more I was like, I can't possibly.
So if you take a look at the folder in front
Yeah.
of you,
Like I started
you will
off
see many
by saying
facts
like
that
you know
are
like
enlightening about our current
but like
situation.
my dream was that like eventually we would play
We
that
could
live.
play it live. Yeah.
Yeah, because everything else is just like backing tracks, but there's just like these like two like strong like
bass line
lines
and, like, a high thing, yeah.
So we should learn it someday.
Yeah, I think we can
Yeah.
probably handle it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I mean like but I ended up just sort of like mixing it, and I was like, it sounds good as a MIDI file. I mean,
Yeah, it's really good. I mean, obviously it has staying power. I've used it as the I Hear I See radio theme
Yeah.
for
I love it.
like 6 years.
That's like the thing I'm proudest of, is the fact that it's like the bumper music for
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Sorry,
All right.
shut up.
Yeah, let's stop recording. Goodbye.
And
Where is the meat?
where is the meat? Where is the meat?